Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dr. Nasser Shake Show. I'm your guest host for today. My name is Dr. Nasser, and what we've got on tap for you today is from the Vice channel. It's a debate between Black Americans, liberal blacks, and conservative blacks. What are the differences? Where are the areas that they sort of come together? We're going to get to all of that in the next few seconds, folks. But before we do so, we just want to let you know, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us, and put your comments down below. Let us know what you think. This is part one of the Vice debates about Black Americans and their politics. Let's take a look at the video right now.
Introduce why we're all kind of here on a Saturday afternoon. I host a show here called Minority Reports. It's a digital show, and we're doing an episode based around like the political ideologies of the Black community and how they differ and where they overlap. And so we've brought a nice eclectic group of brown people here to kind of discuss politics and how we all come to our political ideologies as members of the Black community in America. Hopefully what this will do is allow our audience who probably wouldn't find themselves in this type of an environment to have this type of a conversation to learn something. So with all that being said, 3 words or less, when you think of Donald Trump, what is the first thing that comes to mind? And Rob, why don't we start with you?
Strong. Make America great.
Oh, me.
Can we
We'll slide on
come
the
back
back
to
row.
me?
We'll come down.
Can we come back to me?
Oh, his ancestors' wildest dreams.
Very scary.
Trash.
Man.
Anti-black.
Necessary.
I just think unicorn in the sense of just causing
The unicorn.
so much discussion.
The reason why Donald Trump is in this spotlight right now is because of our past failed governments. For the simple fact that when the Republican primary happened, there was like 16 different candidates. And don't get me wrong, there was like really good ones, really stature to the point that everyone in this group will be like, oh, yeah, I can see why he won. And Donald Trump became an opportunist and knocked down every single person week by week, like it was literally watching a different season of The Apprentice. Look what has America done, that a guy from the outside can just walk in there, bing, bang, boom, and take down these iconic, structured politicians that we look up to throughout our whole lives.
Drain the swamp, as it was put.
Yeah.
But can we talk about that though? Like this whole notion of like a guy from the outside, like that's part of my issue, right? Like if you really know how this country is being run, like the country has always been run by rich billionaires. So like he's not from the outside. This country has always been run by pharma. This country has always been run by banks. This country is literally run by the industries that he made his millions and billions in. So like this whole thing, like, oh, he's a political.
Okay, first of all, do you think this guy's a conservative black? Anybody? Raise your hand up. How many people think he's conservative? All right. I don't even think he's liberal, folks. This guy is a socialist leftist, okay, whatever. But the way he's basically saying that this whole country's been run by billionaires and millionaires, listen, countries all over the freaking world are run by those that have power, that have money. Governments have money. The organizations within governments have got money, right? So that's nothing new, actually. All right, even in African countries, in the continent of Africa, the people that are running those countries are millionaires and billionaires. Show me a poor person who's running a country. Just please show me one. All right. And then for this person here basically to say that Donald Trump made his money in pharma and other things like big tech and all these other big conglomerates, Donald Trump made his money in real estate. All right. You don't even know the simple answers. Now, he might have diversified into other things. He's probably got stock holdings and other things, of course. But his primary source of income is that he was really damn good in the real estate business. So even these guys, leftists, they never met a leftist that has any idea of history or historical facts or historical truth or truth for that matter. No, they just keep listening to the same mantra BS that they basically were born with and grew up with, listening to that garbage. Guy go garbage in, garbage out.
outside? No, because politics has always been run by capitalism, which is the system that has always suppressed minorities. So like that's
Wait a minute.
even in itself.
Always.
Capitalism has always oppressed
because
minorities.
African-Americans were the
think
first
so.
capital in this country.
I don't think so.
I do have to jump in and take a little bit of umbrage with this idea that capitalism is some sort of system that oppresses minorities to this point. And also, I don't like saying minorities. We want to talk about black people. Like, let's just talk about black people because I'm not a minority. I'm not a person of color. I'm black.
Can we all agree?
All right, so I just want to make that point. All right,
Absolutely.
So when we look at capitalism as something that has oppressed minorities or is oppressing minorities, we remove from ourselves the capacity to use capitalism in order to build
Exactly.
our communities, in
Exactly.
order to move forward for ourselves.
Yeah.
By show of hands, who here voted for Donald Trump?
All day.
Rob, you did not vote for Donald Trump.
I did not vote in the 2016 election.
Tell me why.
I didn't vote in the 2016 election because where I was in my life, I didn't feel like either of those candidates had earned my vote. I considered myself a Democrat at the time. I loathed Hillary Clinton and the entire Clinton machine. And if you really want to get into it, I voted for Bernie Sanders in the primary.
Oh, Jesus.
You want to talk about a conversion?
Oh,
You want to talk about a conversion? I voted for Bernie Sanders in the New York State primary. Like
Jesus.
that's where I was. Okay.
For the black conservatives, how do you align with white conservatives when they speak mal of black people, just in terms of how, especially they speak of black men?
You call them out. My whole thing that's like
not
for
even
me.
calling them out, but just
No,
how
for-
you stand with them when they are speaking
don't.
mal
How do
against
you
don't
stand with
stand
Hillary
with them.
Clinton
Like,
when
it's
she
not-
calls, kids super predators?
Yeah, but I'm just saying
That's the
so
thing.
overtly and continuously. How do you do that?
It's overt and continuous from the Democratic Party as well. So
People are people.
Either
It's a
way,
war. It's
You
a
don't
war
have-
either
don't
way,
have-
anywhere you go. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
there
saying?
can be racists
But
everywhere
there
you
are
go.
going to be some racists all over the place. So now it's like, okay, yo, watch your mouth. Like, I'm not, okay, we're not going that route.
What is your reaction when you see a black person wearing a MAGA hat?
I didn't hear the last part.
When you see a black
MAGA.
person wearing a MAGA hat, 3 words or less, what is your reaction? Go for it.
I thought she said.
That was his 3 words or less.
Speak. Okay, but that's his response.
Yeah.
3 words or less. There's a story. I don't know. That's 4. I don't know. There's a story.
Independent-minded brother.
I got one word. It's bold.
That's so funny. He said, brother.
Confused. Oh, cringe.
You do you.
Looks good on you. It can't fit on my head.
What is your
That's okay.
perception of black conservatives?
Believing in Trump's rhetoric, just morally, I don't understand. Because morally, just him as a person, as an entity, is just super corrupt, and his ideologies. I don't understand how anyone can be about it, but especially a black person, just as an identity as a black person, I don't understand it.
Which one's worse?
But the thing about it is that he asked you about conservatism and then you took it to Trump.
Like,
Well,
girl,
he
just
said not
say what
wearing
you
a
feel
MAGA
about
hat.
black
We were
conservatives.
talking
Let's
about
go.
MAGA hats.
okay.
Yeah, that was my connection. Yeah.
For those of us who identify as conservative, right? I want to hear about your treatment within the black community, being an outspoken black conservative, and then I want to hear about the perceptions that you think people have of you. Whoever wants to start.
Well, I'll start with myself.
Go for it.
Because so look, you're gonna hear, and I'm gonna let Bevelyn speak to the black perspective, but I'm gonna speak from the gay perspective,
Sure.
all right? Because I came out as a black gay conservative about 6 months ago. I have been treated horribly by other gay people. The only friends that have dumped me, or quote unquote friends that have dumped me for being conservative Republican, have been the gay ones. The people who give me the most grief
for love.
on social media have been the gay ones. The people that call me the nastiest, all kinds of like, oh, house nigga, Uncle Tom, like all this stuff. Like these have been gay people, or the people from the quote unquote tolerant and inclusive LGBTQ community. All right. So this is what my experience has been. And being somebody that has been an advocate and still consider myself an advocate, just not in the way that they want me to be, I was very shocked by that because I think that when I came out as conservative, they like to push forward this veneer of inclusion and tolerance, and that dropped like that. So it was the nastiest treatment that I had ever seen, and I never expected it. And you never expect it as a gay person until it happens to you.
For me, like,
Folks, he hit that the nail right on the head, as they say. The party of tolerance, the party of inclusion, the party of diversity, inclusion, equality, and equity, the party of DIE, D-I-E. You know, they always say diversity, equity, inclusion, or diversity, equality, inclusion. The acronym is wrong. It shouldn't be DEI. It should be DIE. Diversity, inclusion, equity, diversity, inclusion, equality. And that party is a party of the Democrats, the liberals, the progressives, all right? The mainstream media, the cartel mafia, right? The hypocrites in Hollywood, the academic elites. That's who that is all about. And he's exactly right. Because once you come out against that, the narrative drops. The narrative drops. You're on that plantation, the Democrat utopian plantation, for the expansion of dependency. I coined another phrase, acronym DUPED. America, don't be duped. DUPED, the Democratic Utopian Plantation for the expansion of dependency. That's what that is. And various plantations are under the acronym of DUPED. And so that's exactly where this gentleman was coming from, saying that he got hammered by people on the left and those that are in that intersectionality, gays, that were coming after him because he dared to be conservative. If he would have come out and been liberal or been a Bernie supporter or a Hillary supporter, they would have loved him. They would have absolutely loved him. No problems there, buddy. Come on over. Come on, man. You know, join the party. But you ain't getting no invites if you're a conservative.
it started with my high school friends. Everybody was unfriending me on Facebook because, you know, I was talking about the Trump election and I went to the inauguration and all of that. So and then it trickled down to my family. Aunts won't speak to me. Even now I got aunts that don't talk to me because I want to be white. So it's like I get this stigma all the time.
Wow.
You want to be white and you done moved to New York City and now you think you up there with the big city folk and you want to be white. It seems like when I speak of what I speak of, it's only the fact that I just want to be white. And that's so far-fetched from the truth. I've been called a bed wench. I've been called... And I mean, I'm talking about from my black brothers who on they page be talking about black queens and all of this stuff like that. But the moment I don't agree with nothing they talking about, now I'm a bed wench. Now you know what I'm saying? I'm all this other stuff. And it's just like, I mean, to be honest with you, ain't nobody been boss enough to say none of this stuff in my face. And they not gonna. All of this is via social media. We know this. But at the same time, it's just like hatred. It's been nothing but hatred. And, you know, for me, it's like, even when I deal with liberals who may have their little mindset or way they think, I ain't gonna disrespect them and call them all types of names. It's like I'll gain all that flack and disrespect. And it's just like, because I wanna be white, this is what I get.
So does anyone else?
I made a statement online. I got a lot of people commenting on it. I didn't see true racism in this country until I became a conservative.
Facts.
Because I've seen hate speech come from people. You talk about left always talking about hate so much. I saw true hate coming from the left, and it was white people calling me Uncle Tom. Pretty much, white people telling me I'm not black enough, which is racist.
No, it's
and when you call them out on it and you say they're racist, they're like, no, I'm not. Then they think about it like, well, yeah, I am kind of being racist. Yeah. That's how racist the left still is. Yeah. And then I had family members, like she said, my aunts that don't talk to me anymore. I have high school friends, students of childhood that don't talk to me, unfriended me, and a lot of white friends as well. Now I'm not talking about just black friends, but I'm talking about people on the left in general. Just have that hate in their heart, in my opinion, and it just that's.
I mean, it's so interesting that on the left, like
So this was a great opening, debate here that Vice put on of Black Americans who are showing where they stand politically, part one of the debates. And you saw right there, predominantly from three of the conservative blacks, what they really felt when they came out in favor of Donald Trump, or just basically said that they were conservative. And you saw two brothers and a sister over there basically say that like the gentleman just said there, that he didn't know what true racism was until he decided to come out as being conservative and found out that the bigotry, the hatred, the racism was actually coming from the left. And we all know this to be true. Black conservatives, Hispanic conservatives, Asian conservatives, women conservatives. If you happen to be any other type of conservative other than white, then whatever group you're from, you're going to get basically, Twitterized and social mediaized, and you're just going to have a whole volley of insults and name calling and just that animosity, come after you because you're destroying the narrative that they have. That you can be an independent thinker. You can have your own diversity of opinion. There is diversity of thought, but not under the Democratic, banner, not under the Democratic flag. You can't. You can have everything you want except diversity of opinion, except diversity of thought with the Democrats. Folks, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasser Sheikh Show. I've been your guest host. My name is Dr. Nasser, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us. Put your comments down below. Where do you see yourself if you happen to be black? Do you identify with the conservative side? Do you identify with the liberal side? What did you think overall here, part 1? We've got the other videos up here too. There's going to be, I think, 3, 4, maybe 5 parts as we slice up this video from Vice. So I'll leave you with my parting and final thought, which is, when you're right, you're right, and when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.